Hey everyone, Hikiko here. Thank you so much for watching all the CBOMB, CMOS issue videos I made. Feels like they have had a real impact in a positive way. Sony has listened to us, and of course they're keeping the PlayStation 3 and PS Vita digital storefronts open to their advantage. Out of anyone, it wasn't the customers who won in the end, it was Sony. Sony got all those digital sales from the fear of missing out that they caused by closing or saying that they were going to close them this summer, and they just dialed it back. They still have all those sales. They're not issuing refunds. They just won. They just keep winning. But I think when I made my Twitter posts, I just wanted to acknowledge that, yes, they did a positive thing. They did listen to us, but it's not over. The problem of the CMOS battery, the CBOMB, is still around. It exists in 3 console generations, PS3, PS4, PS5. And the PS5 is still being explored. And I just don't think that we should neglect the opportunity to let them know they still haven't acknowledged it in an official capacity, like on their PlayStation blog here. So, yes, players will they will continue to be able to buy more things from Sony. That's the message that they're saying right here. But they did not mention the CBOMB. They did not mention the CMOS. They have not spoken to any news outlets right now about this very concerning issue. So I do want to hold their feet to the fire. Why am I talking about Sony? Why am I not talking about Microsoft? Why am I not talking about Nintendo stuff? I don't want to muddy the waters, okay? My concern came right after I made my own PlayStation 3 video. I'm a huge Sony fan, and I think if you're a fan of something, you should hold the thing you love accountable, the thing you care about accountable to be the best possible thing it can be. Not a fanboy necessarily for any one particular company. I'm not trying to defend Microsoft, nor am I trying to defend Nintendo. I'm just trying to keep myself on track. I'm one person. I only have the capacity for just one moment here to let you guys know that the CBOMB is a problem. Maybe I'll cover Microsoft or Nintendo in the future and their own issues, and they have their own issues in terms of preservation. But Sony has been on my radar for a couple of years. And these are things that I've said on numerous occasions. And I think the reason why I made my videos one after the other was because this is a window of opportunity to talk about it while people are listening. You don't get these moments that often to bring it. Am I milking it? Am I running it into the ground? That's fair to say. But at the same time, I've spent 6 years making awesome video game retrospectives and all. Let me have it. Just, can I have it? Can I have a moment where I can discuss these things and follow a developing story that I had a hand in? Just teasing here. Don't take it too seriously. But I did have a direct hand in this one. I filmed the PlayStation 3 CBOMB issue. I uploaded my findings. It's on my channel. The raw videos on there. That's from my very own system. Okay, I had a direct hand in breaking this story 3 times now. And that's all thanks to some of my subscribers out of there. Because of this conversation, because we brought this up, not only has change come right here, we can witness this. This is evidence of we made videos, we talked about it as a community, and then here we are. But there's also some underdogs in the situation that I don't think are being recognized for their work as well. One is Forrest. Thank you, Forrest. Forrest was the one who cracked open their PlayStation 4 Slim, took out their CMOS battery, tested the digital physical PlayStation Plus games, PS2 classics, and published their findings. And for no reason, they got a lot of shit for it. They were accused of starting a console war, being an Xbot, trying to muddy the waters, and just do all this other horrible stuff that is not like them. Forrest is actually a huge PlayStation fan. They got a better collection than I do. They have a whole room dedicated to all the physical games they've collected. Their PS1 through 5 all hooked up on a custom stand that they built. And they were just concerned. They were a concerned citizen. That's all it takes. A concerned customer has a question and a company is not answering it. And we went through the official channels. We asked PlayStation. We sent them an email campaign. Some of us called them up, their customer support, and we didn't get any answers. So that's why we turned to the community at large. And thankfully, this story picked up. A lot of these stories fall under the cracks. The CBOMB issue has been known about for years. Only now, due to the shuttering and the fear of preservation, these games not being preserved, did it get picked up. That's why this happened. It's all because Sony, Jim Ryan here, making all of his statements about these games look old, why would anyone play this, often requested little used feature, backwards compatibility. The core of this issue has not been solved. The CBOMB still exists on 3 generations of consoles, and Sony has not provided a viable backwards compatibility solution beyond PlayStation 4. Yes, buy new product. Buy PlayStation 5, just keep buying new product. No, there's no reason why people in the future shouldn't be able to play their PS4 games if they're disconnected from your network, okay? For any circumstance. If you buy a physical game, you should be able to play that physical game disconnected without any involvement from your network, okay? You paid for the product, you should be able to play that, okay? Remember, do you guys recall VCRs having DRM on them? I can still play a VHS from 35 years ago. 35-year-old VHS still plays. Maybe a little fuzzy, okay? Audio may be warped a little, but I can still play it. And that's the leading cause here, the underlying cause from Does It Play. Their mission is to provide you with the answers that Sony isn't. Does your game play? Will it play in the future? It's not measured in days or weeks or months, but in decades sometimes. Will it play decades from now? And I think that message has been lost. It's not a matter of format. Not digital versus physical, doesn't matter. It's the DRM. It's the firmware in place that prevents you, the customer, from accessing your content. And in the case of the PlayStation 4, it was trophies, and maybe PS3 too. But to block the customer out from their purchased products, and then also close official avenues to continue to purchase things legitimately, thus fostering an environment for emulation and piracy. Not opposed to either of those things, mind you, but not everyone wants to explore those avenues, and that's fair. It's fair to not want to break the law or invest thousands of dollars in a PC that's capable of running a PS3 emulator or potentially in the future a PlayStation 4 emulator. Some people just want to play the games on their own goddamn systems that were meant to be played on. Like if I want to play my NES cartridge on an NES 30 years later, just let me do it. Don't implement systems, hardware failures in it. That really should be an easy thing to change. And I tried to stress that in my last video. Being able to change a CMOS battery shouldn't be like an hour project requiring security bits and thermal paste and all this. It should just be a hot swappable thing. If it's a critical component to allowing you access to your content and all the features and everything, like if it's a critical timekeeping component, then you should allow the user in your future, because it's already too late for the PS4 and PS5, in the future, for the user to just swap it out on their own without voiding any warranties or what have you. Like stickers on the back, removing that, anything like that, because companies always try and weasel their way out of the deal of repairing it. So like that's what I want to get at here. A user by the name of Wampa Jim has given us our only piece from Sony, an official response about the CMOS. And it comes from a customer support representative. from PlayStation, not necessarily Big Jim Ryan or anyone that would have any clout to make this change happen, but this has been the only official report that we got that they've acknowledged the CMOS issue. It says, "Hi Harris, thanks for contacting PlayStation support about your CMOS query. I'm sorry for the delay in getting back to you. I can confirm that we are currently investigating this for you, and we will be back in touch when we have an update. If you need any help in the meantime, please let me know. Thanks, Jessica, player support specialist," yada, yada, yada. Okay, that Wumpa Jim here got a lot farther than I did when I tweeted my video at Ask PlayStation, got thousands of views, it got retweeted by huge accounts, and I constantly tried to message Ask PlayStation and contact their customer support, and I got ghosted. But apparently they are answering some people's queries about that. And if you yourself have any questions, does it play over here? They have a template that you can fill out. You can click that template and you can fill out a form where you detail your concerns about the CBOMB. And I suggest everyone do that. Okay, it's not a matter of console loyalty or whether or not you think this is stupid. This is about preserving these systems and these games in the future, decades from now, or maybe sooner. You never know what may happen. Maybe Sony goes out of business or something and pulls their authentication servers, and you're just stuck with all these bricks, especially the PlayStation 5 digital. As it turns out, what we know about the PS5, the CBOMB in that, it blocks access to all your digital games up front. So your PlayStation 5 digital edition is just worthless. I want to turn your attention here to Alec CRP 2001. Alec here was the one who reached out to me right before the PlayStation 5 CBOMB issue exploded, okay? We tried to keep them to have a low profile just in case, because in the past, when Forrest released their findings, they were swarmed by a lot of positivity. A lot of news outlets picked up Forrest video clips about the PS4 CBOMB, but then they also got a bunch of unnecessary shit. And I really apologize for that, Forrest. A lot of people came out there saying that he was trying to spark a console war. So this time around, when Alec reached out to me, I said, "Hey, can I forward this information to Does It Play? And then we will come up with a plan together to release this information to where you don't get swarmed all at once." And that's what we did. Does It Play took all the findings, all the screenshots and video clips that he sent to me, I sent to them. We all discussed everything and we released that information. And it's still being explored right now. It's not definitive like, oh, it plays all physical games, because it doesn't. Because of Alec's work here, we were able to find out that these are the details we know so far about the PlayStation 5 CBOMB. Now, a lot of people are trying to run cover here for Sony, saying that, oh, well, it's just digital games that are affected. It's not as bad as the PlayStation 4. That we know of so far, yes, that it's not as bad as the PlayStation 4, but physical games still are affected and there's not enough data. There's not enough experiments. Can I say that? Not enough data, not enough experiments, because they only tested a handful of games. Alec is our tester here. Alec is the one who took apart their PlayStation 5 for us. So Alec is our only test case at the moment. We need more people to test this and contribute to Does It Play's forum here. So I'll just go ahead and scroll through this. It's really, the gist of it is some games installed and played just fine. I think Miles Morales here, booted, played just fine. Mortal Kombat 11 did not install, would not finish installing. Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War kicked him out of the game. It was kind of unplayable because it required online DRM. There's some other weird things that he was encountering. He was blocked out of friends and online communities, and I think trophies and PlayStation Plus, all the stuff you would expect, all the digital side. It caused so many problems when Alec removed the CMOS and disconnected from the internet. They're still being explored, okay? This is still fresh, hot off the presses kind of stuff, but what you do need to know is the CBOMB exists in 3 generations of Sony consoles. It's a trend, and it's not easy to replace. I know there's some experts out there that, yeah, I can do it myself. Good on you. The average user cannot replace their own CMOS battery without messing something up. We can just assume that's the case. The average person, when given a PlayStation 5 or PS4 to disassemble, remove the CMOS, replace the CMOS, and reassemble themselves, may lack the know-how or tools to do so. And I don't think the onus should be on the customer to constantly repair something that is specifically a DRM problem. The only reason why the CBOMB is an issue is because of the DRM that blocks access to the games. You get rid of that DRM, or you rewrite it in some way where it doesn't block you from that content, then the consumers out there aren't voiding their warranties or potentially breaking their consoles to get access back to their systems. That's the problem. That's always been the problem. It's been a DRM issue. So, big shout out to Alec here. Alec, once again, was the one who broke this story. They're the ones who disassembled their PlayStation 5, and I don't think they get enough credit. Forrest doesn't get enough credit for running those experiments, and that's what we need at the end of this. We need more experiments. We need more people submitting their information to Does It Play, so we can have accurate data on what's going on with the CBOMB. The problem is far from over. Until they officially address the CBOMB issue, then it's going to perpetuate into the future. And the trust here is the biggest thing that was lost. Even though Sony has won some easy goodwill for keeping the stores open for the time being, a lot of gamers out there are going to question whether or not they should buy PlayStation products, especially the all-digital ones. This was Sony's opportunity to prove that digital was going to be around from now into the future. The PlayStation 3, once they closed that, they lost a lot of faith. And I think they're going to continue to battle with this problem until they have a viable way of preserving this legacy content. Outside of emulators, outside of everyone in the community doing it for them, Sony, it's always been Sony that has to address this problem. And I'm sorry that my videos kind of kicked off this whole madness in some ways, but in some ways I'm not. I'm glad because it led to this. It led to our first answer that we got, and I hope there's more to come from there. Anyways, thank you so much. I'm Hikiko. I'll see you all next time. Hopefully with some positive news. Things are looking good, right? But it's not over.